Well, good afternoon and happy Earth Day. We are so excited today here at Luminary Leaders and Luminary Leaders Live because we have a very special guest today. I do. And it's somebody that I've known for a long time, almost 10 years. And I'm so happy to bring her on because she is phenomenal and she's all about our environment. So we're going to get down to the environment today and Earth Day, and we're going to have fun just talking about different ways to protect our Earth. And I want to bring on Tonya Marshall. So please welcome Tonya Marshall. Hi, Tonya.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
Happy
Earth Day.
Yeah, happy Earth Day. Yes. And I know, you started it off with a live this morning on your channels. And then I had this one picture of my son that was Earth Day like 10 years ago. And it melts my heart every time I see it because he's outside with a, handmade shirt that says Earth Day or I can't remember exactly what it says, but it was just something that I had to post because Earth Day is so important to all of us. And I would love for you to share. I know you have your business, Sunfluence Inc., and you also have other projects that you're working on, but I'd love for you to share with our audience because we are streaming live on multiple platforms, but I'd love for them to learn a little bit more about you.
Well, first, I want to thank you, Shelley, for having me, especially on Earth Day, which is like one of my favorite days. Yes, I'm a geeky scientist. I mean, that's what I am. I went to school to be a conservation biologist, and I actually do what I went to school for. So I am a long title, conservation biological environmental scientist.
Oh,
all it really means is that I figure out how to have clean air, clean water, clean soil for animals, specifically for me, endangered species within California.
Yeah.
And I work at restoring the habitats and doing that. I've done that for over 30 years. And now as an expert in that field and really knowing what I'm doing with permitting and making sure the ecosystems work together, endangered species, I've realized that the one thing that I thought we didn't need, that the Earth didn't need, humans, is the one thing it does need. And I have now started to really show people how to flourish in the habitats they're in and the environments. Because for a while, I couldn't remember how to do that myself. I was working as an environmental scientist. I was doing everything. I was the single mom and, building a career, this career I absolutely love. And, I found out that I couldn't do it all. And couldn't figure out why. So I thought I was living the laptop lifestyle. You know that lifestyle, Shelley, where you take a laptop and you work at the beach?
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Really, anywhere you can that has, internet service.
Exactly. So I enjoyed that lifestyle with my kid growing up as a single parent, and it allowed me to go to every single one of his home games while still building this career I love. It allowed me to be an active part of his life while still going on vacation and buying the cars, the house, and yes, those vacations. I thought I knew how.
I love your energy. You have such great
I thought
energy.
I knew how to balance life, right? We think we know how to balance it. But
yes.
You probably know what I was really doing. I was burning the candle at both ends. And you know what happens when you burn the candle at both ends?
Yep.
Beep, 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 beep. I opened up my eyes. And all I could see was the lights. There was something in my throat, and I couldn't raise up my almost 300-pound body. I would come to find out that I had been in and out of hospitals for a month. Actually, 31 consecutive days. I still don't remember. But get this. The doctors, they told me that I had no cancer, no blood disorder. In fact, I had no medical reason as to why every single organ in my body had started to fail. But they had. So you know what they diagnosed me with? Burnout.
Oh my God.
Burnout. Are you trying to tell
thing.
me that the lifestyle I love is actually killing me? See, I'm a scientist. More specifically, I'm a biologist. I made that career off of figuring out how a living organism can thrive in its environment.
Yeah.
So why wasn't I thriving in my own? That's when I went back to science. And I realized that I'm a complete idiot. I really am. Because it was all about the environment, right? There's science out there. There's a lot of junk science out there. There's a
Oh,
lot of people calling themselves scientists who aren't, and there's a lot of stuff being said in the news as alternate, as facts, scientific facts. It's really more like alternative facts. So
mm,
that's why I'm so happy to be here for Earth Day, because when I got back to the environment, I lost over 150 pounds. I
that's
found the man of my
amazing.
dreams. My life started to
Oh,
flourish. And now I just like teaching people how to flourish. I realize
that's
that with
amazing.
climate change and stuff, the endangered species I was working with are better when you, as
Mm,
humans, are better. And so, really quick before we go on, I just want to say, more than anything on Earth Day, you matter. You matter. Whoever's listening to this, you matter. There's
mm,
no throwaway people. There's 8 billion of us on this planet, and we all matter. We all
mm,
matter. And you deserve clean air, clean water, clean soil. You deserve to flourish in environments that allow you to do that. So
mm.
that's my mission in life, is to make sure that each and every human being and creature, so any living creature, can thrive in its own.
Yes. Yeah. And, when you mentioned, that the earth needs humans, give our audience kind of the perspective of, what specifically is it about humans, why the earth needs us?
Well, people will tell you, and I used to say this, the earth doesn't need humans. If humans weren't here, the earth would still go on. There'd still be plants and those. True. But guess what? It wouldn't be the same. It's just like every endangered species that I work with. If there was no longer tortoises, if there was no longer whales, if there was no longer these species, the world would be different. But more importantly, humans have changed the environment. And
Mm.
without us helping to put it back into a way that it should be, clean air,
Mhm.
clean water, clean soil for all species, if we don't do that as human beings and fixed that problem, the other species can't flourish, even if we weren't
That
here.
makes sense.
And
Yeah.
then in the future, we would be breathing with apparatuses and stuff. We may be breathing with these, oxygen tanks and those kind of things. And I know people say, well, what does that mean? That's because the climate's changing and we're not paying attention to it. But as
Mm.
humans, we are a fabulous creatures. I mean, humans are amazing species, I just have to say, because we can think through this and we can fix it. Many people think that
We
climate
can.
change and those things are something we shouldn't be talking about. But here on Earth Day, I think it's something we do
We
need to
better be
address
talking about it every day because it
every
is
day.
important. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's not really big things we have to change. Some of it's little. So I want to give people the hope that climate, it's even though we're doing climate change and it is changing, doesn't mean it's hopeless. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean it's all this doom or die kind of stuff. We're humans. We figure this stuff out. When we have a
Mhm.
challenge, we work on it and we figure it out together. That's why everybody matters, though,
That's
because
right. Mm.
as I like to say it this way as a biologist, I have cells, trillions of live cells on my body. Each
Mhm.
one of them need to flourish, just like each one of the 8 billion people need to flourish. And then they need to work together, right, to move this one body forward. All 8 billion of us have to move together to move Earth forward. We can
Mhm.
do this. We have the technology. There is nothing that we've built, nothing we've created that's come from somewhere else. It's all come from Earth. And
Yeah.
now we have the way we know. I mean, we may not have known that. I think you have some there, paper towels that we would be using them all up. They were great at first, but
Yes.
now we have reusable ones,
These
right?
are these are cotton reusable. I won't go back to using paper towels because every time I pull one, I'm like, not one of these, but a real paper towel. I'm like, oh my gosh, where does this go? This goes in my washer. As soon as I use them, we have them in the washer, get them. Now I know we're using water and all of that, but it's far less than I used to use
Mhm.
paper towels like it was water.
Yeah.
And, and now I've turned to these. I love them. And
Well,
these you
really,
can get on Amazon.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, you can get them on Amazon. You can. They're becoming more mainstream too, right? As we
Oh
do
yeah.
this, such as electric cars and those. But I really want to also emphasize that do whatever you can at your level. Not everybody could afford an electric car. Not everybody can afford a smart home or a paper towel, even paper towels, right? There's some
Yeah.
people, but we can all protect the earth. We can
We
all
can.
change little bitty things that make a big impact. People say, it's just me. I'm just one little person. How does that matter? It matters.
It
It
matters.
matters because your difference added with someone else's difference makes a multiple of differences. One
Mm,
can recycled is nothing, but 1,000 cans recycled, 1,000,000 cans recycled starts to become something. And yes, we are going
yeah.
to have some challenges with that as we do now. I know there's probably some people saying, well, we recycle, we do that, not all of it gets recycled. But yeah, but we don't know those challenges until we actually start them and start to do them. But what we do
Exactly.
know is we have to change the way that we're consuming the natural environment. There is
Mhm.
there is no reason why 8 billion people, humans, and all the living creatures on Earth can't live together. We have the resources. We have enough food. We have enough water. We've got the air. We could have it all. It's just how we work together to do it.
Yeah.
And throughout my career, I was always trying to figure out how endangered species could do it. Okay, this endangered species, how could they live in this habitat when humans are coming in? Right. I work
Mhm.
on these large restoration projects, and we are trying to decrease dust, right? Because humans who don't want to be around a lot of dust, right?
Yeah.
And it's really bad for their health. They're getting asthma and all this, but we do that by bringing back the natural environment. When
Mm.
you bring back the native species plants, you don't need as much water. When you bring back the native species of animals, you get rid of the invasives like rodents.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, that would be helpful.
yeah, exactly. So you
Yeah.
really can change the way that people live just by letting the
Mm.
environments flourish. And once our environments flourish, we flourish because we are blood, sweat, and tears. We're matter. We are matter. So you matter because no one is like you. No one has your ideas. No one has what you can do in the world and your skills. Just like the cell in my head has to act differently than the cell in my hand or the cell in my foot, right? They all got to be in their certain area. That's what you
Mhm.
do. We all are in a certain area. There's people that fix the roads. There's people that are engineering minds. There's people that are creative minds. We all have to be there, but we
It's
have to
so
work
interesting.
together,
Yeah,
right?
and it's so fascinating, the way that you're describing it, because like you had said earlier, each of us, even though we're one person, we can all make a difference. And I'm thinking, one person can create their own garden, their
Mhm.
vegetable garden. One person can, there's so many things that one person can be doing. And, the idea of a team, I look at my family and, I have to really applaud my son, my 22-year-old son. He's the one that got all of us, and
Mhm.
four of us, four different families where we're all, using reusable products. We're, protecting the earth as much as we can. There's still ways to, that we probably have to shift over. But it's easy to do. And it's hard at first, to make some of those subtle changes because we're so used to paper towels and not these kind of towels, or, even dusting. This is a, sponge, a wet sponge. So when you think about it, all I use is water. I don't have to use any spray or anything. This cleans my furniture better than spray and a rag.
And
So it's
the spray would have chemicals that you don't want
exactly.
to
And the
introduce
spray,
into a
great.
home where it's a closed
Yes.
environment.
Oh,
And the closest
absolutely.
we can come to nature in anything we do, whether it's
Mhm.
cleaning products, in the foods we eat, the closer they are to the earth, the healthier it is for us. And we know that when we're healthy, our brains work better, our bodies work
Oh,
better.
yeah.
The whole world works better when it's healthier. And on Earth Day, that's just what we need. We need to be grateful for, and I don't mean you need to be grateful, we all do
We
as
all
humans,
do.
that
Absolutely.
this earth every day takes care of us. We can't breathe without trees. I mean,
That's right.
it's fundamental, right?
Yeah, and earlier when you opened up and you were saying, if we weren't on Earth, we came back, we would probably need to have
Mhm.
some kind of a mask, just to breathe. And it's scary to even think that, because there are shows out there that, and they're documentaries and different things. And when they kind of go into what you're talking about, it can be frightening, but it can also be, wait a minute, I could start today. And if you start today, it's better than waiting, 10 more years when it's too, it could be too
Right.
late. And that's the point I'm sure that you want people to understand is it's never too late to start and just to do it and make it, and make it happen.
It is very unlikely that humans would be destroyed. It's just that we
Mhm.
would struggle. And who wants to struggle when we don't have to? It is easier to move towards something that is a negative because our bodies say, okay, surviving, make it surviving, and then we'll do it. But really, it is also just as good to move towards something that's positive and that's there. You can positively make a change by just being positive in your own world, in your own little environment, by
Yeah.
telling people, helping people clean up, taking those days like your son did, and just going and volunteering and clicking up trash in the
Yeah.
world, that got blown around. Or maybe it's just helping your neighbor water their stuff down that's blowing. All the dust is blowing in the high desert. That's always a problem. There's
Yeah.
there's a dust blowing and stuff, and watering it down for your neighbor. Maybe it's helping them put you, either you put it in or you get help putting it in, a landscaping that is
Rocks and succulents and
it should be for your environment, right?
Yeah.
Succulents are for every environment. If you're in the tropics, you want it for your environment. And this is the fun part. This is so much fun. You take your children, because we teach the next generation how to do it. And you take them, you show them, these are the native plants, and we're going to plant those into our garden. I completely believe that Earth is a garden. And people say we build cities and then put parks in them. But Earth is this teeny tiny planet in the universe. And
It
pretty much,
is.
yes. And if you walk around, you can see the beauty of all the gardens. You can see the forest.
Absolutely.
You can see the water coming from the ocean and the ocean the plants that are just by the ocean. Or you can see the deserts and the different ecosystems. And that matters because we are healthier when we're in nature, because that's where we evolved from. I'm sorry to bring it to you if you think that you didn't. We evolved from nature. We are nature, just like
that's
everyone
right.
else. Right?
Yeah. I watched a documentary on that because I was so curious, how did the first person on Earth start? And it really, there's something out there. I mean, there's so many myths out there.
And
but
the funny thing, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that one of the funny things that I find is so funny is that as humans, as earthlings in our environment, we are working together all the time with trees and vegetation and chemicals in our world, natural stuff. That's why people do forest bathing, right? I have this video where I show people that if you go in there, the trees are talking to each other. And that what they're emitting is actually getting into you when you open up, and you feel better because it naturally makes the killer cells in your body that kill cancer and stuff multiply, because that's where we were from. But the funny thing is that we're all controlled by something that isn't on Earth, the sun. And the sun out there determines what our circadian rhythms are, how our biological rhythms are, and those. And it determines life on Earth. Luckily, we're not destroying the sun. But we're also not destroying other things. We just need to learn from our lessons. And on this Earth Day, I just want people to realize that they matter. We are matter, and our environment does matter. It does. You want to breathe healthier. You want to live in nicer places. We want to be able to travel places that don't have buildings. I mean, a lot of people will talk about, I'm going to the country from the city, or they're in the country and I'm going to go visit another country, because we enjoy those places because they put us in awe.
Yeah. When you see I see posts on Facebook, and I'm in awe, when you see people posting ladybugs in their gardens and, butterflies that are, and I know, and I'll share this little story. My husband and I love to go to Pismo Beach, and the monarch butterflies fly there, and they've been flying there for years into this one area. Are you familiar with it?
Yes, I am.
And it was so stunning, Tonya, because there was a park ranger there, and we were asking her because there was a sign, or kind of like a chart, that tracked it from like the 1996, I think, or pretty far back, the population of monarch butterflies, and it diminished. And we were so sad to see that. And, when you think of the butterflies, just how beautiful they are and what they do for our environment, or even the ladybugs, any of those, insects, or, the good creatures that we want to be around, other than the rodents, even rodents can
even rodents have their place. I want to state, even rodents have their place. Everything.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's a cycle of life.
Mm-hmm.
Butterflies are beautiful. but
Yeah.
the moths may not be, but they have their wings too, right?
Yeah.
They all have purposes. Without them, some plants don't get pollinized. Some
Mm.
trees will never grow to what they need to be because we don't have those species, and those species are disappearing. We
Yeah.
like to think that we can survive without our earth. We can't. Earth
Mhm.
is important, and we don't even know, as a biologist, I'm just going to be frank here, we don't even know all of it that we're dealing with. We
Yeah.
don't know everything, all of the nuances until something disappears. And then we're like, oh, the bees are disappearing. Wow. We get
Yeah.
our food, our fruit, and our vegetables from plants that the bees need to get to and pollinate. We can't do that naturally with bees. So what are some things that that people can do daily? They
Mhm.
can buy natural foods. Go to your farmer's market,
Yeah.
buy those few foods. Before, people were saying they're so much more expensive than at farmers markets than other places, and they're really not. And if you buy things that are local, more local, so restaurants that get local foods, it's a
Yeah.
great thing, right? Everybody doesn't have to be a vegetarian.
Yeah.
We don't all have to be
Well,
vegetarians.
I know we both live in Riverside, and I will give a shout out because there is over by La Sierra University, they have Oasis, which is a vegan restaurant. And my son, back to my son, he's the one that introduced us to that. We love going there, and get food to go, or we can sit out by the out on the benches, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah. And so one thing would be maybe during the week you have a vegan day where you don't eat meat. Just
Yeah.
limit the meat. If we all did that, that would be fantastic because they are taking the reason being, if you, in case your audience doesn't know, they are plowing down rainforest for
Mhm.
meat products, cows, pigs, different products.
Yeah.
But it's just one thing you can do. I
Mhm.
think you just pick that one thing. So like during the day, you know, eat anything that's closer to the earth. You buy them from
Mhm.
fresh markets. If you can't buy it from fresh market, go ahead, buy it from Staters, or I'm sorry, that's a California place, but a grocery
Yeah.
store. A
Yeah.
grocery
Some of them
store.
have organic.
Yeah. And then, they have sprouts and those. And get back to who we are, natural to the earth. But always think of the three things: clean air, clean water, clean soil. Do that during your day. Get out from your transitions. Get out of your office. Walk. Sitting daily is killing us because
Oh,
we are
yeah.
made to walk. We're made to stand. So if you're
Mhm.
transitions, you only got 10 minutes between things, go outside and breathe.
Get some fresh air. Yeah, look
Get
at your
some fresh
roses,
air.
look at your yeah, water plants or
Water plants, right? And
yeah.
just talk to you don't have to talk to the earth like I do, but you can go out there and just say, "You're such a nice plant. This is so beautiful. I feel
Oh,
so wonderful out here."
yeah.
Because it really is good to open up. Now, some people may be living in polluted areas, and you may need to go
That's
someplace like a park or
yeah.
those. That could be your one thing. You fight for parks. You
Yeah,
do that. Or you
yeah.
take your children to a park during the day and you say, we're going to go outside and get some nature. Because it's very important. The air doesn't circulate in our houses as well as it could.
No, and it's better for
So,
kids to be outside. I mean, when we were growing up, we were outside.
yeah,
We had no problem with that. In fact, we wanted to be outside.
yeah, exactly.
And the air was probably fresher back then too. It was, not as polluted as it is today, but
And,
that's another story.
yes. And you have to say that technically it was a lot more polluted in places like Los Angeles years ago. We put
Oh,
in
well, yeah,
systems.
that's true in some
We put in
areas.
systems and
Yeah.
warnings to do this. And that is why I'm so excited, because we can do that then. We can do that now. It's no problem. I mean,
Yeah.
during the pandemic, we realized that, we can change air, water like that if humans
Mhm.
are doing certain things. So eat
Oh.
closer to the earth.
Yeah,
Breathe.
eat
Go
close to
outside and breathe. Breathe during the day.
oh.
Stand up. Walk
Mm,
around,
yes.
especially outside. It only literally, this is a secret, it only takes 5 minutes.
Yeah,
5 minutes to go
5
outside. And
minutes. 5 minutes of your time.
not only have you done the earth, you're going to be more productive because your natural
Absolutely.
body is going
I
to
love
feel
it.
healthier. You're going to get that blood going through your system. Your brain is going to come back. When we get a brain fog, we've been sitting
Oh,
there all
yeah.
day, we just can't concentrate. Go outside.
Yeah.
Another thing, when you go outside and you transition back to your kids and your family out of that work mode. Use that
Oh,
time to go outside and really change. I
yeah.
don't have a time to go into all of that. So we're going to buy closer to the earth. We're going to breathe in nature. And the last thing is we're going to
Mm.
get water. And people always say, how much water? How much clean water? more than you're drinking.
Yeah, more than you're drinking.
Usually that's it. You'll know because you'll be like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom a whole lot, or
Yeah,
I'm
or I'm dehydrated. Yeah,
yeah.
if they're not drinking enough water.
Dehydration is so important to us during the day if you want to keep productivity. We are mostly water, and our brain takes
Yeah.
20% of our water intake. So every time you get dehydrated, your body's trying to have your brain have enough water before it gives it to your body. So now your body's not moving, you're feeling sluggish because now your blood's not moving right. You don't have the water. So just drink more. Just
Yeah.
drink more water. No, you don't have to
It's
drink
as
water.
simple as that.
Yeah,
And then you'll get up and have to, go to the facilities, and that'll get you up and moving around. Then you can go outside, and it's all a
it's
win-win-win.
all. So I tell people, you know how easy it is. We're all so busy. This is this easy. We go outside. We take a break, a 10-minute break. You know, if you're doing any of those productivity time things, 90 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you're doing, when you have your break time, you go outside, you have a glass of water, you breathe in, and you eat something from the earth, an apple, banana. It's that
Mm.
simple. It's
Oh,
that
that's
simple.
super
And
easy
guess
to
what?
do. Yeah.
You say, well, how does that help the earth? It helps the earth because you're buying natural. Because when you flourish, when you need clean water, when you're drinking clean water, you're going to make sure that there's laws and regulations that allow for clean water, right?
Oh,
When
absolutely.
we
Yeah.
want to breathe the
That's a
clean
good
air, we're
point.
stepping outside. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, we all
listen,
want to have clean water. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we can go on, and I would love to, because I am so dedicated to, helping the earth and our whole family, and it's been fun, Tonya, having you on the show. And, if you had to leave our audience with one nugget, because we're coming to the end of the broadcast, what would that be?
well, first, the biggest nugget is you matter, you are matter, and your environment matters. And more importantly than that, you got this. Just do your part. And that is enough.
Oh, that's wonderful. And the information that you shared today, I just get so excited. I have a lot of energy, and I can't wait to, have people watch this episode, because we really want to bring a lot of attention to Earth Day. And I know backstage we were both saying it needs to be more than just one day a year. I mean, it should really be every day, that we're making those small little changes to really save our Earth. And, for those people that are, up in age, and they say, well, gosh, I'm only going to live another 20, 30, 40 years. Why does it matter? Well, it does. It does matter. Like you said, everybody matters, and it's all about just making those changes, even if it's just you enjoy it for another week or two, you
Yeah.
know?
And you're the next generation.
Yeah,
Think them. We don't want to start them behind the ball.
that's
We'd rather
right.
start them ahead of it and make a world a better place than a worse place for them.
Exactly. And we both have kids and grandkids, and we know that to be
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
Yes, most definitely. Well, Tonya, for people to reach out to, I know we have put your Facebook page there, and we definitely want people to. I know that you have a special gift for them, the PDF that you mentioned to me earlier, which I can't wait to get. You want to explain that real quickly, and then people can
Yeah.
go to your Facebook page.
I have a PDF on how nature can increase your productivity throughout the day with some tips on how to get that done. It's a real quick read. And you can get it. You can just go to my face page and DM me, direct message me, send me a reply or a comment and on anything, and just say, I would like it. I would like that document just to read it and to see what you can do, because it is so simple to
No.
do to have more productivity and to flourish in life, that I want everyone to be able to do that. So yeah, so if you want the PDF, again, just go on Facebook. You can reply to any of my posts. You can reply and comment to those, or you can send me a direct message and just say, I want that PDF, and I will get there. It's called, and specifically, it's Nature Nurtures.
Nature nurtures. Well, I definitely want a copy, and I'm going to DM you for that. And thanks again, Tonya, for being here on Earth Day. We appreciate having you. And I'm so happy that you're out there in our environment saving the planet, because you're every day in and day out, you do wonderful posts on Facebook that are really thought provoking, and they get to the point of, you matter. And there's so many things that we could be doing as humans to make this place, a lot more kinder, happier, more sunshine, and really doing what we can and doing our part to save our planet. So thank you for all the work you do.
Thank you for having me, and thank you to whoever's listening.
Yes, definitely. Well, we'll make sure this is going to be going into a lot of groups with millions of people on LinkedIn. We're streaming live on seven platforms. So it's all very informative. So if you're just now watching or you're catching the tail end of this, go back to the beginning. Like I always say, go back to the beginning, because you'll definitely get some great information from our guest today, Tonya Marshall. Tonya, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. And we want to thank our audience for tuning in and watching us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn, connect with Tonya on Facebook. And we are so happy that we had you today, Tonya. And everybody have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.